Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. To say that I am excited about this video is like truly the understatement of 2019. I am so excited. Lauren and I came up with this idea because, first of all, why not? Who doesn't love crock-pot meals in the middle of fall? They just make you feel at home. They get you in the mood for the weather change. It's just the best. So that is why Lauren from Louise Lane and I decided to do this. So we are bringing you 10 total crock-pot fall recipes, our 5 favorite each. So you will find Lauren's channel linked down below, but I kind of wanted to give a summary of what you'll find in my video. I did a buffalo chicken wrap that is so delicious and has like 5 ingredients, so super budget friendly. I did a jazzed up Mexican pizza that is so good. I guess I'm saying all of my recipes are so good, and they are, but truly they're just so easy. I also did a basil chicken with coconut curry. That one is amazing. It is so flavorful and so rich and surprisingly pretty point friendly. I also did an orange chicken that I served with mini chicken wontons and some cauliflower rice that Tyler, that is probably his top recipe out of these 5, which honestly surprised me. I made it a couple of times before, but he really loved that one. And then last but not least, and my personal favorite, I did a turkey pumpkin chili. Bear with me, I know that sounds crazy, but you guys, it is the epitome of fall. It's delicious, it's rich, it's homey, it's chili, like it's just perfect. So I hope you guys enjoy these next 5 recipes. Like I mentioned, definitely check out Lauren's channel. You'll find another 5 recipes for your crock pot, and you just can't beat it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Definitely subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And if you make any of these dishes, tag me on Instagram so I can see how you do them. Good morning, everyone. So this is a little dose of your life. I'm doing this right before I walk out the door for work. So it is 8:35. I need to leave by 8:50. So I'm gonna show you how quick and easy this is. Even though, I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of ingredients for this first dish that we are making. So I'm just gonna kind of run through everything with y'all so you kind of know exactly what you're gonna need. Obviously the recipe is gonna be linked down below, so if you want to do the exact measurements and things like that, you'll find it down below. First we need a red onion, 2 jalapenos, some cilantro, well you can't see it, but there's cilantro in there, some curry powder. You're gonna need chili powder. I don't have any for whatever reason, but I'm gonna just throw in some crushed red pepper flakes. That is beyond not the same thing, but it's the whole point of it is to add a little spice, and those red pepper flakes are gonna do just that. You need some pepper, you need some salt, some ginger, and some garlic. If you are the kind of person that want to use fresh and grate it yourself, by all means, go for it. I just love to keep these in the fridge for convenience factor, so that's what I'm gonna use. And then you'll need a little bit of cornstarch. This is just to thicken it up at the end. I'm assuming that's what you only ever use cornstarch for. So if you are not a fan of cornstarch, by all means, just omit it, not a big deal. It's not gonna make a huge, huge difference in the recipe. You will also need, these are open, sorry. You'll also need some coconut milk. I'm using the light one, and it's unsweetened. That's just what I've done for this entire recipe the couple of times that I've made it. It doesn't call for anything specific, but it does say in the notes of this recipe that you can use the light one, so that's just what I've always done. And then you're gonna need about 2.5 pounds of chicken. I will warn you in advance, this is a meal that is going to be leftovers for a very long time, especially if you live in a household of just 2 like we do. This is definitely something that we will probably freeze because we just won't get through it this week. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I will say the recipe that I'm gonna link down below, it does say to use chicken thighs. I use chicken breast. I just don't want to count the points for the thighs. I don't think it's gonna add much difference other than, of course, chicken thighs have a little bit more flavor because of that dark meat on them. That's a personal preference for you. Do what you wanna do. So it does tell you to brown the chicken thighs for convenience purposes and to just move this along a little quicker. I'm not gonna brown the chicken breast. I think it's gonna be just fine. I'm gonna throw it into the pot things will be fine. So just wanted to give you that heads up when you're reading this recipe. I did skip about, I think probably steps 1 through 7 or so. So just so you know. Anyway, let's get to adding some things. So we are going to add both containers of the coconut milk. If you've never worked with coconut milk before, it's worth noting, don't put it in your refrigerator. It will congeal, so you want it to be runny so you can pour it. So we add the coconut milk, and then we're going to add a little salt. This is just to taste. We're going to throw in a little pepper. Again, just to taste. The curry powder. It says, oh, come on. 3/4 teaspoon. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Tyler and I really love flavor like this, so it's fine. I'm then gonna add in just a couple shakes because this does not play around. So next we are going to chop up our onion. Okay, I use this little vegetable chopper. I really love it, especially for onions. Any veggies, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this is so great. It sounds aggressive, but it really gets the job done. And they are so finely chopped. So you're just gonna add that in. Next, we are going to chop up these jalapenos. The recipe does say to take the seeds out. That is a personal preference. If you really enjoy spicy, then by all means leave them in. However, I can tell by the smell of these that these are mighty spicy. I think I love spicy. Tyler doesn't mind it, but these are very fresh. They're in season right now, so that's bound to happen. I think I'm only gonna use one. Even with the seeds out, if you don't cook with jalapenos on a regular basis, you're still gonna get some heat, so. Man, it's making my eyes water. You want to do your best to get the vein out because that is where a ton of the spice is held. Next, we are just going to squeeze in a little bit of garlic. You guys know we are big fans. And squeeze in a little bit of ginger. You truly can't do this recipe wrong. As you can tell, I'm not really measuring much. The flavors are gonna be intense as it is, so I'm gonna just give that a quick little stir. It smells amazing. I really think if you've never had Indian food or you're just curious to try it, I granted don't know how authentic this necessarily is. I'm not educated enough in that department. But it is delicious. It kind of gives you, I don't know, just a little hint of what I would imagine authentic is going to taste like. So I cannot recommend this dish enough. shredded the chicken so you can see kind of what that mixture looks like. Now I am going to add the cornstarch to it. I think it's worth mentioning, while this is still delicious, I did cook my chicken pretty much half frozen. And so it is a lot soupier than it was the first time that I made this. It's still great. It's a lot of broth, I guess. But I highly recommend having your chicken completely thawed before you cook them. I don't usually throw them in, but I was in a hurry today and it's just kind of the theme of the day. It's still delicious. It still has tons and tons and tons of flavor, but it's just not as thick as it was the original time. So definitely make sure your chicken is thawed before you throw it in and it won't be so soupy. But I am extremely excited for this. It is delicious, and I will be sure to post the recap of all of the points for all of these meals down below. Okay, so I already have my chicken in the crock pot, and all you are going to do is add a half a cup of orange marmalade, one more scoop. And it's thick and it's kind of sticky, so you'll kind of see, I just plump little plumps on top of each piece of chicken. Obviously, as it cooks, it's gonna get melty and sticky, and so as long as you get the gist on there, that's really all that matters. So we did that. Then we're going to do half a cup of your barbecue sauce, and I just evenly distribute. I just bought some minced ginger. I think I'm gonna put that in there, maybe like a tablespoon, because I think it would be so good. So I lied, it's 5 ingredients. You can obviously use 4, but I'm gonna use the ginger. Remember what recipe I made that I had to buy this for specifically, but I want to try to use it anytime that I can or anytime that it makes sense, because I don't often cook with ginger. So I think I'm just gonna put like a dollop on each chicken breast. You can also dice your chicken up if you want to make them like small chunky bites, just like you would get from like Panda Express or something. You can definitely do that too, but honestly for me and the time's sake, this works just fine. It's all gonna cook the same. I don't necessarily shred it up, but I kind of stir it into pieces once it's done anyway. So for time's sake, this is what I do. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the crock pot, like I mentioned, on low for a couple of hours at least. Tyler will probably check it when he gets home, but I bet you it cooks from now until about 5:30, and I'll keep you guys posted. But again, it's just half a cup of barbecue sauce, half a cup of your orange marmalade, and however many chicken breasts you want. I use 3 and they are really large, so half a cup worked perfect. Obviously, adjust accordingly. I wish you guys could smell this, because oh my gosh, it just smells so good. So you can see that I just kind of stirred it up and made the chicken break apart. I'm not gonna shred it because it's not shredded chicken, but it is just kind of in clumpy little cubes. Like I mentioned earlier, you can certainly chop your chicken up before you throw it in here. I 100% took the lazy way out, and I'm not mad about it because it worked just fine. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is cook our cauliflower rice. I'm sure it's no shock. I'm just gonna cook it in the microwave. There is no need to make it any more complicated. I think you just cook it for 4 minutes. So we're gonna pop that bad boy in there. And then another thing that I forgot that I had in my freezer, which we are out. So we obviously are huge fans of this, but you can get these at Costco. They're just obviously the chicken, fully cooked mini wontons with chicken and cilantro. We love them. All you do is just put them on a paper plate, cover them with a damp paper towel. You can definitely, okay, come on. This is harder than it looks to do with one hand. You can definitely cook these in the air fryer. I'm pretty sure I've seen Lauren do that. If I haven't seen her do it, she's told me she's done it that way. And you can definitely do that. My air fryer is dirty from last night and I don't want to clean it, so we're going to put it in the microwave and it is going to be just fine. I think you cook them for a minute. But these are insanely point friendly, so I highly recommend picking these up because honestly we eat them with a lot of stuff, not even just like our Chinese, Japanese inspired things. We eat them pretty frequently, I would say. So again, highly recommend picking these up, especially just for quick and easy and something that truly feels like what are the words I'm looking for today? Oh my gosh, I don't want to say decadent because decadent is not the word, but like a guilty pleasure. Like it feels like takeout food. And I love that because it's not. And it's super point friendly. And what's the verdict so far?
It smells very good.
It smells like takeout, huh? Or it tastes like takeout, I guess is what I should say.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's always good.
Like I said, this recipe is really foolproof. There's not a ton of precise measurements. As you guys know, I hate to use anything halfway. If something is a can, I'm never gonna show, okay, maybe never say never, but like I'm not gonna put a recipe that's only used half a can of corn. That's so wasteful to me. However, with salsa, because I do go through this and I eat this by itself with chips, I will get the ones that are not like a can situation, but like with a lid, so I can reuse it. I just put enough on there, as you guys probably noticed, enough for it to just coat the chicken and coat the bottom of it. Also, I don't know if this is something you have to do or something everyone does. I always pick the chicken up and make whatever sauce I'm using go underneath it. I don't know, it's more so just like a habit, but for whatever reason, I get it in my head that like you have to do that so the chicken doesn't burn, and I really don't think it makes a difference, but in my head it does. So, we've got the chili in there, the salsa. I really should stop saying chili because it's not. The salsa in there. I'm just gonna squeeze a little minced garlic. Too much doesn't exist in my book. And a little bit of garlic salt, not a ton. I don't like it super salty, but I do really love the flavor. And a little bit of onion powder. And I'll put the fairly precise amounts down below as well. And lastly, just throw that corn in on top. And that corn's not gonna get in the way if you're, once you're shredding the chicken. So it really just adds a sweet little flavor and element to it, and texture. I'm a huge texture person, and it really gives it a nice little different texture when you're eating it on top of the tostada as well. So that's always a bonus if you ask me. Okay, so we have 2 chicken breasts. That is something that I feel like is worth mentioning. I feel like the Costco chicken is a little unpredictable. It doesn't say the size on there. It just tells you, you know, it's XYZ per package. The last time I cooked this, there were 4 chicken breasts in a packet. This time there was only 2, so I was expecting to freeze some. Now that I've pulled this open, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to freeze any of this. So we'll play it by ear, but I did just think that that was worth mentioning, that I was expecting there to be 4 chicken breasts in there and there were only 2. And they're not that big, so we'll see when we get there. But just a heads up, because I did say that in the beginning of this, that I would be freezing half of it, and I am just not really sure that I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm gonna put it on the crock pot. I'm gonna cook it on low, especially because there's only 2 on there. It's not gonna take them very long. So it's about 2 o'clock now. I get home at about 6-ish. I'd say about 6:30 they'll be just peachy fine, and they're going to be really soft and a great texture because, as we know last time, I'm never cooking frozen chicken in the crock pot ever again. Lesson learned. So I definitely defrosted them this time. So you live and you learn, it's fine. And lastly, this is all we have?
No, I thought there was a full bottle.
Me too, I thought I just bought this. Most importantly, Taco Bell sauce. Oh, okay, good. Another thing that we just constantly buy. We don't run out of. This is also 0 points. Literally cannot go wrong with this. You can put tomatoes on this. You can put anything. You could definitely do the Greek yogurt with some ranch in it on top of it. That would be amazing. In hindsight, I'm thinking of all these things I could have done. I hope this quick and easy crock pot chicken dish kind of gives you some inspiration as far as like mixing up what you do with your chicken that you need to cook. So if you do make this dish, definitely tag me on Instagram so I can see your take on it. And as always, the points and all of the information will be posted down below. This next crock pot meal is probably one of my like friends, I'm gonna just call it like fan favorite. It is just shredded buffalo chicken. I make this a lot for dinners. I meal prep this a lot for lunch. It's just a really quick and easy thing that is super versatile. So it is just a cup of barbecue sauce right on top of the chicken. A little bit of garlic. I just put a dollop on each chicken breast. Again, you can really adjust this for the size of your family or for the size of your needs. I'm just cooking 3 chicken breasts because I'm gonna shred it and it's gonna be dinner for a couple of nights for us. So if I was making this for lunch for the whole week, I would probably need 3 but large chicken breasts. These ones are pretty tiny, so it's only gonna go a couple of dinners for us. And then salt to taste, a little bit of pepper, just enough to coat the top, and that's it. We're gonna pop it in the crock pot for a couple of hours and shred it up. It's been about 2.5, 3-ish hours, and of course they're not done yet, but I am gonna go ahead and add in my, it's really hard to do left-handed, packet of ranch mix. This is obviously Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, seasoning, mix, whatever you wanna call it. Sorry, it looks a little janky. It's a 2-pack. This is what they look like when I tear them. But you're just going to sprinkle that all over your chicken, give it a good toss, and let it finish cooking. You can 100% do this at the beginning. You can definitely do it at the end. It's whatever your preference is. I'm truly just doing it right now because I'm thinking about it. So just sprinkle it all over, stir it, and then put the lid back on and let it keep cooking. The chicken is officially done, and it smells so good. I've obviously already shredded it. You just give it another good stir so everything is evenly coated. And then all you gotta do is make your little wraps. Lastly, I'm just gonna put a dollop of Greek yogurt on each of mine. You can top this with whatever you would prefer. I would bet money Tyler is going to put ranch on this. You can certainly do that if you're not on WW, or if you have the points for it, you can certainly do it. But cream cheese works great. Cream cheese. Greek yogurt works great. You could throw in cream cheese, who knows, but I definitely am doing Greek yogurt. I hope you guys enjoy this super quick and super easy buffalo chicken recipe. You can truly use it 100 different ways. You can put it on tacos, you can make it into pulled sandwiches. There are so many ways you can use this. So if you're making a large quantity, it is definitely worth freezing it for sure. I am so excited for this pumpkin chili. I've never made this before, but it has a bunch of ingredients that I know I love. So I am so excited to try this out. So we're really just gonna kind of dump and go. We've got our onion. adding this ground turkey in. Really, the only difference I made to this recipe and the original recipe, I added half a can more of pumpkin, and I did not use oil while cooking the turkey because I just don't feel like you need to. How good does this look, you guys? I don't want to say it smells like spicy pumpkin. I mean, I guess I just did, but I mean, it smells like spicy pumpkin in the best way possible. I don't know. It smells like the epitome of fall. That's just the best way to put it. How chunky and delicious does that look? I truly think I saved the best fall crock pot recipe for last. We're gonna put this on low for probably 5.5, 6 hours, and I cannot wait, you guys. Y'all, this smells amazing. It tastes amazing. 10 out of 10, I would highly recommend. It really does embody all of fall. It's sweet, but it's got some spice to it. I don't know how to explain it. The pumpkin just kind of throws you for a twist, but it doesn't taste like you're eating pumpkin soup. I don't know. Y'all have got to try this. It is delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a lengthy one. It was a true labor of love, but it was probably my most favorite. Crock-pot meals are my favorite to begin with, so it just really put me in the mood for fall. I hope it puts you in the mood for it as well. And like I mentioned in the beginning, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like and comment. I would love to have a chit chat with you down below.